if you didn't like Nasty C before, I'm not sure if this album can convince you to like him. So that's one. I think if you're in America and you are getting introduced to Nasty C because of his skills level and because he's signed to Def Jam, so the production's going to be good and he can go toe to toe with the guys that are there in America. And welcome to the Dialogue Podcast. Thank you for joining me. This is our second review. Today we're going to be talking about Nasty C. Dropped an album 3 weeks ago which was called Zulu Man with Some Power. So thank you for joining me. We're going to be talking about that material. Before I start, please do support the channel. If you haven't supported it already or you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. We're going to be pumping out some more content for you in due time. Let's talk about Zulu Man with Some Power. Let's start off with the title. I think a lot of people got the title and they were excited about the title, especially I'm talking from the local perspective. They were excited. Young Man is talking about his identity up front on the cover of the sleeve, talking about Zulu Man with Some Power. Now, Zulu Man with Some Power, what it says on the cover, are we gonna get it in the album? Before we get to the album, as usual, there were tracks that were dropped before the album. I think There They Go, there was Easy, there was a song with T.I. which was dropped during the time of upheaval with Black Lives Matter in America, which was They Don't, and I think 2 more tracks which were dropped before the album. Oh, he also dropped just before the album, I think a week or 2 before the album, he dropped his Van Neck song, which he didn't Van Neck, of course. So he's signed to Def Jam now, so there was a build-up, a proper rollout of the album, which was nice and good. But the title, for me, doesn't reflect what is in the album, all right? You would expect that in the album, gonna showcase more of where he's coming from, showcase some of the artists that he's inspired by or he likes working with locally, but mostly of the content that is in the album is Nasty C. Talking to a friend and I was like, if you play Strings and Bling back to back with this album, Zulu Man with Some Power, there is not a lot of difference in terms of what the songs sound like or what the beats sound like. And the big difference is that the beats are more polished. You can see that it's got that international feel. It's more rounded and going for those markets. I think he did mention when he spoke online interview with Ebro, big DJ in the States, he did mention that the name is actually proposed by DJ ID, or the producer named ID. I've heard of the guy, but I don't really know him. But he says that's the guy who actually put up and said, "Guy, go with this name because you need to, carry your culture and tell people who you are, especially now that you're trying to penetrate the US and UK market." Now, that could be true, but if you go to Strings and Bling and you go to the first song on Strings and Bling, which was the song titled Blisters. All right, if you go to Strings and Bling, the first song titled Blisters, I'm going to quote him. He says on that song, "Too much power for one Zulu man." And as you can see, that is just a different variant of what he ended up calling his album. So in a way, I don't down that. I think the material that he produced stays true to who he is, but I think the title is not reflective of the work. Should you not know Nasty C, you would be disappointed in terms of not finding those Zulu elements or those African elements, hip-hop beats and all of that in the material. The material is good, but for me, there's a disjoint between the material and what the title is named. But it is a reflection of Nasty C. If you do look at his work previously, he is a rapper, he is a word player, he will paint pictures for you, and he is good at what he does. but he does sound like an American artist, even when he was based in South Africa, like signed to a record label in South Africa. And I don't blame him for that, because if you think about it, he's introducing himself to an international audience, and that's what they want to do. So they're going to go for his strengths to actually express that. And also, it doesn't make sense for you to put out a record which is predominantly African sounds, and then when people go into his music, so they like this album and they want to go into his music, previous music, and they are starting to become fans, and they find something else. It might work, it might not, but it would be a risk to actually have those two things, converge like that so soon in his career. So let's talk about the material in the album. There's not a lot of features which I absolutely like, because I think he's got control of the direction of the album. It's his words. He can make you picture or whatever and communicate his message the way he wants to without getting distorted by having a lot of features in there. The features that he does feature 5 artists, 2 local, Rolene and Telemann, his old mate, and 3 features from overseas. It's T.I., and we've got Lil Gots and Lil Kitty. I'm not too familiar with them, but on the song that they do feature, they really did well, so I was happy with that. Nasty C, again, he raps, like I say, he's got that international flavor. So the references that are done there are mostly about American culture. So there's references of Kobe, there's references of ATL, there's references of American football, and there's not a lot of references from the local end. So not to be unexpected, it's to be expected. Again, it's got that disjoint with the album title. In terms of the raps, we all know, I can't fault him there. Nasty C is a baller when it comes to that. The guy has skill, all right? And he does lay out his message. The feeling that I got from listening to this album, I think he's on that contemplation tip where he's thinking about, are my homies good? Are they still true to me? He's talking about his relationship. Is my relationship good to me? And that is nice. It shows a little bit of mental growth. I'm not really sure if it's what he raps about, the content, is any growth from the messages that he was putting out on Strings and Bling. I think those messages are kept alive without actually moving a lot forward. The songs that do stand out for me, I'm big sucker for local content. I'm a big sucker for our brothers that are and sisters that are doing it locally, and the beats and the sounds that they're trying to achieve. So one of the songs that stand out for me is Ababulali, which is really a song about Nasty C talking about how he wishes he could have, or he can still do some things for his dad. So it's an ode to his dad. And what I like about the song, it's got that rhythmic African sound in it, which I think is, for me, it's that what we should have had more of, especially with the title. I also like the song which featured T.I. They talk about, black oppression and the challenges of black people, which of course, with what is happening in the world, especially in America, with BLM, those things are top of mind. So that song, and they did it well, because that song, they actually even talk about the hope, all right? Not only just assessing the issues that are there, but they talk about the hope. So I like that song. There's also a song which I was really, really feeling, which is called Feeling. I'm a big Chance the Rapper fan, and it's got those sounds that you hear from Chance the Rapper with this band, all right? So that song for me was also well done. I think it's one of the guys from Japan or something who came up with the beats, but that song is well done. Of course, we've got a lot of party songs, palm trees, like stripper songs or club songs, if you want to call them that. Palm trees, you got There They Go and so forth. So that blend is also there if you like getting down and shaking your bum bums or shaking your booty. That's also there. there's a song called Steve Biko. Of course, that song is more in relation to his, money making and all of that stuff. And yes, it's got nothing to do with Steve Biko, by the way. I think the reference, when it does mention it a lot on his chorus, it's talking about Black Card and referencing Black Steve Biko. So it's got nothing to do with Steve Biko. But on a whole, the album is good. I think in terms of Nasty C fans, if you've been following his career and you liked what it did, you won't be disappointed. Like I said, the production is world class, so that is nice. The guy still got his skill, even though I don't think it went up. I think it went across. He maintained the standard. If you didn't like Nasty C before, I'm not sure if this album can convince you to like him. So that's one. I think if you're in America and you are getting introduced to Nasty C because of his skills level and because he's signed to Def Jam, so the production is going to be good. And again, to his skills level, he can go toe to toe with the guys that are there in America. So it's not a drop off in terms of the quality of the guy. I think he will get a lot of fans. I think he does touch on subjects which are generic, they're not too specific, and people can relate to them. So I think he's gonna get fans from that. I think in America he can grow his support base, and in the UK he can grow his support base. And also when they look into his old stuff, they're gonna like it because it's similar to what he produced. So how do we rate this one? I'll say for me it is a 6.5 or a 7. In terms of the skill level that the guy puts up, in terms of the production that was put behind him, and in terms of the rollout, that was pretty awesome. All right, in terms of what they did for this album. The other 3 points, you guess, it's probably for me there was that disjoint between the album title and what we actually got. I think he could have gone in more to actually know his fans. Especially the new fans that he's gonna get, where he's coming from, make references. I don't even think he mentions Durban once, and also on all the things that we've got here in the country, whether it's our cultural things, how we support football, and maybe that he's not part of that, but I would have liked to have more of that stuff. So for me, 6.5, 7, good solid album. You're not gonna get new fans in South Africa if they didn't like you before, because it's the same thing. You're gonna get new fans in America because it's skillful, well produced, and the rollout is pretty decent. So that's my review of Zulu Man with some power. Thank you.